Ladies and gentlemen, boosters and hens and everything else in between, Caulk Talk is back. This is a Diehards episode. We got a little bit of a lull happening. We got a little bit of wait time, and I feel like we're going to bust out some tinfoil hats. As always, from the Coop Collective, I am Tyler at MBF Express. We have our producer, Josh at Grateful Coops, and the man with the theories, Blake at Waddle Waddle Racing. Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?
Fantastic.
I'm doing fantastic myself. Tyler, you sound a little lullish.
A little lullish? I am tired. This was the apple picking pumpkin patch day. And I am ready for bed. But I'll be all right. I'll pick it up. As always. But yeah.
Just making sure. I mean, we're all feeling like a little lull period right now. You know, I just want my chickens and I want them to race right now.
The energy is just down a little bit, and that's okay because obviously we're just biding time. We're going to be, by the time this comes around the end of October, I think things are going to change just a little bit. But at the moment, I get it. We're all just waiting a little bit here. But we did have a pretty cool dev blog. We do have a few other things to get into tonight. And I still feel like there's going to be a good show. I still feel there's plenty of us for us to get into.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. There was a juicy dev blog this week.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good myself. We keep saying any week, and literally, I was just saying it's going to come. Not this next week, the following. I mean, it's so the lull is about to flip real quick. I imagine. Even if you're not in beta, you're still going to have a lot to study it with and a lot of races to watch because of course everybody's going to be posting them, you know.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can get in on a few of the early ones. Obviously we have no idea how that's going to go. We'll have to get some more alpha when that starts coming out and start figuring out exactly who's going to get in. I feel like there's going to be some coveted spots in the early going.
Yeah, I just want to see them. I don't even care if my birds go first. I just want to see a race.
Well, just so we could stream it. Like if we could stream it like live as it's happening, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be really
I would rather do that first and watch the first race than my birds be in it personally. But
do we have? I mean, we're gonna have to have all hands on deck the day that info gets dropped and it's released.
That's right.
We're like race is open. It's like, all right, boys, we got to go home. Take your time off. We got to go live right now. Get it going. By the way, we got pecking order racing in the live chat tonight. Love to see that. And also, I think a record. Tyler got told happy birthday within a minute and 30 seconds. So
yay! Thank you guys. Really thrilled about it.
Yeah, you sound like it.
I'm getting there.
Yeah,
I'm still actually just struggling to get the live chat opened up right now, but I'll have it in a minute.
Oh yeah,
there we go.
What do we do when it is really one of our birthdays?
I'm never telling anybody. You guys will never know. And Josh, I'm telling you, you betray me, it's over. I'm leaving the show.
I wouldn't do that.
Yes, you would. It's okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
Beautiful. So I guess let's start in the familiar place with the Butterman breakdown. Do we see anything different here? Anything that's popping off? It seems like for the most part, we've found ourselves leveled off at around about 0.05 as the bottom floor. And only anything even remotely falls under it because I still have chicken sales up, gets sucked up very quickly. So the market is still kind of like quietly active because nothing of value, whether that's too cheap or actually valuable that finds itself dropping below its floor, is staying on the market very long.
I just like looking at the listed for sale in this, you know, at this point. How many of these birds, this is the floor, but how many birds are really on the market? And really, it's about 10%.
Yeah, for the most part. It says we got 14.
Maybe 11%.
Can't see it because I got it zoomed in a little bit. That's of course, Blake points out the one column I have cut off on the screen.
I can see. I can see listed for sale.
I was saying the percentage for sale here.
I mean, you can just look at them. It's about 10, 11%.
Yeah, you're close. Sarama's 14%, Sultan's 12%, Blacks and Dorks are about 10.5, 10 3/4. The one thing that you
Not a
notice,
lot.
Sarama's kind of dipped down into the. We saw, there's people seeing some go for 0.3, 0.35 range. Now they're back up to about 0.44. Sultans, man, and down,
And down.
and down. Sultans and down. If you got buddies that you want to get into this game, I mean, you could get a handful of some really good chickens for 1 ETH right now. I mean,
The thing is too, these are still, even the Sultan floor, paper thin. It really is.
yeah,
Yeah. You stop for a second, you see, okay, 0.105 at this moment as I'm looking at it is the lowest Sultan you can buy. And then within about 7, we're already at 0.125, and within about 13, you're at 0.3, and then at about 15 of them, you're already at 0.15, 0.168, and the Saramas, they go even faster.
hmm
Everything that keeps dropping finds its way there, but 0.44, and then we're in the 0.5s, and then the 0.5s don't last long, 0.55, 0.6. It will go quickly. And the days
Gradually,
of being able
and
to
then
kind of just
suddenly.
meander in and find yourself a Sarama in the 0.4 range is going to be gone before you know it. And we're all just kind of, it is funny how we all just kind of sit around and wait. A lot of our bags are packed. I get that. But even the people that are waiting for those moments, you're so you're so trying to maximize every single dollar in the NFT space
Yeah.
that you're not even thinking for a second, oh, I'll be a little bit early on chickens. Well, those of us that have bags are packed and we're ready to roll. But I understand why everyone else is still thinking, maybe I have another 2 weeks so I can try to flip a few more things and then I'll dive in. And you know what? You're going to have to make a decision sooner or later. And I feel like there's more than a couple people sitting around with that kind of scenario right now.
I think
Yeah,
we got
for sure.
I think we got a whistler in the crowd. Like, who's whistling?
Oh, I hear that. Yeah.
Is it Blake? You're breathing when you're whistling? I can hear whistling. It's just-
Me?
Yeah, randomly. It's just like.
No. Am I?
It's funny. I don't know who it is. I just hear it. It's funny.
Way to kill the show, Josh.
Yep, dead. Dead. No,
Beautiful.
I'm just
Is it better? Is it good?
No, yeah, you're good. You're
You
good.
know.
Yeah.
It probably was me.
Yeah. Perfections seem to be about where they've been the past week or so. Dropped a little bit. Dang, 98s. Whew.
Still a lot of value there. I mean,
Yeah, for
we did that
real.
last time. We made him jump last time with Once Harvey. But yeah, the 98s and the 97s, there's still some crazy value sitting there. The low talents, I have about 10 birds pulled up on my screen right now that are basically talents sitting maybe anywhere from 0.005 to 0.01 above the floor, just meandering right there.
Mhm.
And it's driving me crazy sometimes seeing this.
Yeah, it's like a catch-22. I want to get into and do some other projects here and there, just to kind of diversify a little bit. But then again, I'm just like, I just want to liquidate everything and buy all these chickens.
Yeah, I have a breaking point date in my mind already that I am basically going to go ahead and cut loose just about everything I have to make one final run at everything here and get ready to rock, because I want to make sure I want to be a little bit early, and I'm totally fine with being a little bit early before this jumps, because I don't want to find myself stuck in a FOMO situation. And even though I have plenty, it's crazy how that can happen. You can get yourself
Mhm.
really wrapped into a FOMO rush as this happens, and as we see racing and whatnot. And I want to
definitely.
be sitting with my hands behind my head, just ready to rock when that starts.
Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
you especially even if somebody has like 3 or 4 birds right now, it's still a good time to add on. And if you're looking to get to 8, probably should think about hopping onto some of those ones you've been looking at. I mean,
Yeah, and in the chat, I see from Medical Error, they're dropping in. Yeah, the raise in ETH is causing a little bit of a
Yeah.
weird situation right now.
myself.
And yeah, Blake has kind of been playing that game. He's got the funds. He's ready to jump in, but he was hoping for a moment where it dropped. It actually spiked, so now he's looking for it to level again. And there we are. You have an entire market not just of chickens, of NFTs that are kind of looking at this and going, all right, I need this to settle, because we know if there's enough support at 4K, if it gets there, where this ETH could go. We all understand where it could go long term. And we never really know when it's going to happen. We do know that the bull season tends to be at the end of the year in the fourth quarter. So I think everyone at this moment, it's kind of a bit of a perfect storm of just when the bull is going to hit, when the more videos and more racing is going to hit with chickens. It could mesh up almost seamlessly like a zipper and become something that becomes a mad rush. But I have a definitive date, just waiting for that.
Yeah,
I do feel like it's playing part of it.
Yeah, I have a buy now date. Game wise, I don't care what ETH is. If the ETH doesn't work out, then I've got a point in the game where I'm gonna buy.
Yeah, it is what it is. Because you don't want to test that too much and then get bit on both ends where ETH doesn't come down and the chickens start going up.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the black robot, or the black chickens, Jesus, I can't even talk tonight. The black chickens look like they've gone up a little bit. Classics, man. I've seen some steals on some classics out there lately. Unbelievable.
There's been just ridiculous deals in general.
It's just a lull, man. A lot of deals to be had out there. Just not enough ETH.
Yeah, I really don't feel like there's a better time in the past 2 months, really, to have your friends and family or anybody try to get in at this point. Like if you were kind of waiting, if you were worried about dropping people in, I mean, obviously, trying to keep this as far away from financial advice as possible, because, I'm even worried when I brought my sister in. And it's a shame I brought her in just a little early, but that's still fine. I didn't want this thing to get caught. This would be a perfect time right now at this point to be able to maximize your dollar based on, what the market's looking like, especially if you have anybody that already has some ETH. Like, it's already sitting there. There are already some crypto savvy people that just don't want to dip into NFTs, or into gaming NFTs. That's definitely a newer kind of market that is still kind of finding its footing.
Absolutely. Well, we like to thank CJ Butterman for that amazing chart that he puts out weekly, and you can find that on Twitter at CJ Butterman. Let's give him a follow.
Yeah, he's not in a lull.
Out
every week. That guy, every day that he keeps putting them out. There's no lull for Butterman.
Yeah, he had a day off the other day. I was surprised.
He deserves one.
Shame on him.
Like I said,
that's what I said.
In fact,
serious?
I'm surprised that he hasn't gone to like a weekly chart for now and then pick up the daily. But dude, he has been pumping them out. I mean, it's awesome. We're going to need that for sure coming up real soon, even more prevalent than now.
Yeah. Well, before we get into this awesome dev blog that we got, we're going to pause 30 seconds for a break.
What?
Hey. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Do you see that smooth caramel being made right there? I usually don't do this, but this project I found is going to the moon. If you're not bullish on Shotwell Candy Company, baby, you're not gonna make it. Shotwell Candy Company. Eat caramel, be awesome. Cock Talk 20. Do it.
Oh my God.
That's how you sell out, boys.
Selling out. Tons of caramels. Forever. Victory for Tyler. Victory for the Caramel Collective.
You bet.
Lip smacking forever.
That's how you do it, boys.
Beautiful, Josh. A celebratory caramel.
Cock Talk 20. Do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
God, Josh will sell out.
Seriously though, shout out to Shotwell Candy though. He's awesome. He's out in the chat. He's always lurking around in the coop, and he's a good dude. And you should hit up his candy because it's delicious.
Yeah, he came to us early and just wanted to support us, and that blew us away. And great guy, amazing candy. I mean, if you honest to God, like I'm not shilling something that isn't good here. Like, just buy it. If you don't buy it, I'm gonna find out where you are. I'm gonna make you buy it, but I can't do that.
What's your favorite craft beer and pretzel?
Oh no, it's the bourbon and maple pecan. I bought a
Yeah,
whole
that
box
was
of it.
really good.
Got a whole damn
Can't
box
see
of it right
it's
here.
Invisible. I just see
Oh,
Happy
invisible
Birthday's
box.
face.
There you go.
There you go.
Beautiful. Love this stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We're gonna play that weekly, right?
I think so. It might have to be. I may be on to something with Shotwell. start a production firm. Anyways, yeah, let's get into the dev blog, eh?
Shotwellcandy.com. Okay,
yeah,
moving
there
on.
you go.
Cock 20.
Yep. Use it. 20% off, people. Good stuff.
All right, the dev blog. Let's go. This thing actually hit a little bit. It really did.
Yeah. So they start out with, they had some unfortunate news. One of the developers was under the weather, and that was actually the person that was supposed to be working on the airdrop, but they were out, and these things happen. Everybody's human, so it's one of those things that it happened. So they got a little delayed, but now that they seem to be having everything under control, and they're working on racing as planned, and gotten someone else to work on the airdrop. So there's a slight delay, but racing is moving ahead as scheduled, which is you love to hear. And they dropped a little airdrop nugget here for us with a top hat and that nice, beautiful comb over hair. I saw Tyler made an edit real fast with that to add to his
I got the
on Happy Birthday back there.
Yep. And I don't know if did they say if we're going to be able to wear multiple wearables at once?
I don't know.
Because I went ahead and threw this tuxedo jacket and the top hat on Happy Birthday.
I don't see why you couldn't buy
I thought
different
I saw
wearable
video that there was a chick. Didn't some chickens have like a necktie and glasses on?
I don't see why not. If one's like a breastplate, one's a hat, and one's glasses, like I'd imagine maybe there's up to 3 combos you can wear at a time. Because that'd be awesome.
Or maybe you earn wearables in some of those milestones and stuff like that we've talked about before as well. So if you're going to get, I'm sure you can wear multiple.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
That's my guess.
Yeah, people, if you're just stopping in, why don't you hit the like, and if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. And also, we'd always forget to bring this up, but solicit coopcollective.io. We haven't had an article for a little while, but we're working on some. It's been, it's a long
once racing starts, we're gonna have daily, if not
Dave
every
went
other
fast.
day.
Dave knocked them all out real
Yep.
quick, and then he was like, I think I ran out of things to talk about, at least for now, and I got to save a few things. So
we'll have a lot more content once racing starts, for sure.
Oh yeah, believe me. And it's honestly a perfect place to send if you are trying to do that little pitch before people are ready to rock. I mean, the whole point of this was that anyone jumping into this game in the early going is going to be able to use the devs actual tutorial, and then the next natural step right to coopcollective.io, and then get a little more details, because after you're done reading that tutorial, the first thing you're thinking is, all right, I need more. And if you can jump into the Discord, you can get a little lost. So we really do feel like it's an excellent resource for anybody that you're trying to bring into the game.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. If you're trying to get people to join up, those articles are for. Bring them up. Have to go, hey man, read this. If you're confused on what to do, read this.
Right.
And I actually, in regards to the blog, I didn't really see anything wrong with the airdrop being delayed. I mean, I think our focus has always been racing. As long as that's good, airdrop can come at any point.
Absolutely. And just to be clear, there's some information on the airdrop. To be eligible for the airdrop and the chance to get this free NFT of a fancy top hat or many others, I believe I saw a tinfoil hat on there. I knew.
And if not, I made an edit of my own, and I put that in there as a suggestion to Chicken. I don't use my tag of Chicken Derby Apex very often, but when I do, it's for the important stuff.
Yeah, I just usually prop him out because, like, the other day he was like, "I'm excited for or just was it yesterday or today? Excited to get back and work on Monday." And I'm like, "Man, you don't hear devs talk about wanting to work on a Monday. We pick the right project, people.
Do what you love."
Yeah, so all you have to do is own a chicken. So if you want to take part and have a chicken, Oh, if you want to take part and don't have a chicken yet, I recommend you get one soon. Right in the dev blog. Soon. Progress, as always, is being made in the game. We're very excited to see it come together and how the new functionality is being added all the time. Great progress was made with the website this week, and they can now share a look at the racing page. Just note that all the information displayed on this page is final, and there will be is not final. Wait, and there will be further changes. No, I think that's a miss. Not all information displayed on the page is final, and there will be further changes. There we go.
Yeah.
Woofda.
Yeah, and what's awesome about the page here is we can see a little edit. We from the last week we had Crypto Poppy on. He was talking about the pitfalls of having your ether wheat balance sitting right there, and I think he made some really good points. And the devs heard it and put a toggle function on there, so you can either have it show or not. Really simple. Didn't have to do that. Didn't have to consider it, but did. And that's just I really do feel like, and I don't think you have to be Crypto Poppy to be heard. That's what's cool about it too. Get into the chat, get especially when you see them, you see the devs in there, get active, tag them. There's a suggestions page in the Discord. I know they're reading it because I know they've already taken things like this and we see it directly happen. This was the week after, like days after, really. They liked that idea and decided they were going to roll with it.
Yeah, go ahead, Blake.
I was going to say, I think it just shows to their character as a whole. They're taking community feedback, and if something like that, they say, hey, we don't want our money being shown out to the public, boom, taken off within a few days. I don't think there's any other games, I don't care whether you're talking about the NFT space, whatever space, that have done that before.
There are very few. I'll tell you that. I know of another, but it's not as even close to what this does. I mean, they try, but it's awesome what Apex does, and he pops in the chat every single day, and he communicates with everybody for even if it's for 10 minutes. And also, they always say that they're watching and reading the chat. So, and also there's a suggestions chat in there. So if you have a suggestion of if there's something that you see that you feel the need to point out, drop it in the suggestions chat, and they will likely see that. Here's something pretty cool, though. It's got the open races tab here, and I see a scheduled races tab. So it looks like you can schedule races in advance, possibly. And the results page, where I assume you can go and eventually see the results of your races and hopefully see the replay finish or the whole race. That'd be pretty awesome. But you see the.
I like how clean it looks. Everything looks pretty clean and easy to use.
Absolutely, yeah. You can't quite see all this, but the Timbuktu trek at Timbuktu, Mali. That's a 140-meter trek. The entry fee you see here is $17.88, and the prize pool is $128. Looks like 8 chickens per race. Looks like that's how they're going to start it out. Got 4 tracks here, 4 different distances.
I know there's been a lot of talk of 8 or 12. I'm pretty sure Zed is 12. I like 8 because I just think that in the early going, it'll just be a lot easier to just get our minds wrapped around 8 and take the data in and reflect on it and a whole bit.
And I'm not so stuck on the number because I think that's ultimately can change in the future too. They might have you might be able to go head to head.
Yeah.
And have a 2-bird race at some point, or have
we're talking about the mini game idea or like something within the metaverse. Yeah, that'd be cool.
12-bird race, whatever. They could do it. But yeah, 8 is a good starting number, I believe.
I see Hems brought up a good point. He says, I thought the max distance was 200 meters. I see one at 210. I see that too. I'm not sure if that's a typo or not. I don't know. They did say that not everything is final, so it may get changed. This was just a demonstration, I guess, after all.
Right. None of this. I think they wanted to really drive home that none of the data being shown here should be over analyzed. It's just kind of we're throwing stuff in there and just.
I don't think the entry fee to prize pool necessarily adds up. I think they just kind of are showing it.
I just saw something that was a hot debate and topic in the chat shortly after this dropped. When he clicked on one of those races.
You could choose your lane.
You could choose your lane.
Yes.
And a lot of people were not very keen on that, and I tend to agree with them. I think it should just, you enter the race, it should just be random, because sometimes you may get stuck in lane 1 and have a talent. You pick the bird that you want with a good talent that, say, takes up 2 lanes. Well, you're at a disadvantage now because you're in lane 1 or lane 8. So not being able to choose that, I think, is big. The
I
lottery
hope it's random.
sense again. Yeah.
I hope it's random for sure. But I also like the idea of, put it, especially for like future races, is you put your coop and then you get to pick the bird later, maybe that fits into that race. But lane selection, I think, should be random. Yeah. What that does tell me, though, is a little bit of a hint that whatever birds you're next to are going to have an impact on each other. Right. And I think we've speculated that before, but I think even the fact that they were going to allow you to choose your lane allows more strategy at play. But I don't know. We'll see.
Well, the only problem there as well is like I start thinking about pitfalls that happened in the early days of DFS. A really profitable way to make some money in the early days of especially the smaller like cash game type games where you were just going against 2 or 3 to 5 people was just to enter those smaller, maybe $10 to $50 3 to 5 man games. But the problem is you would have all of the whales, all of the multi-entry guys, all of the ones that that are just already data crunching and already at that point, they would fill those up immediately. So you basically couldn't get in a 3 to 5 man game without facing like a whale or a pro or a shark. So what I don't like is the idea that if you could set up your schedule where you all of a sudden you're just looking through and you go, wow, there's like, I really would like to be in a race that's in where I could find myself in maybe this lane against these kind of people. And then you see, oh, this race can't get started because the talent's too good, or no one wants to put themselves next to a bird that has a black hole, or no one wants to do that. So I think it could cause a bit of a congestion, or at least just a frustration of not getting races off. So I do think the randomization of it is important. It expedites it a little bit. And yeah, I feel like there's plenty of strategy to begin with, and to add more of it in that regard, I don't think is necessary.
So one thing you,
good.
No, real quick. One thing you brought up about the DFS reminds me, I know that there were talks about that being a game of skill at the beginning or a game of chance, right? Wasn't that the big thing? How do the developers make this also a game of skill, but have that layer of chance, if that makes sense? Is that the lane selection part of that? I mean, is that what I wonder if that's part of their thinking behind it.
That's possible, because it does seem like, as we'll see when the racing video pops up, that there's a whole lot of extra little things that we still need to figure out for sure, and boosts and, the acts of God and the other ways that are going to pop in the randomness. So yeah, maybe that is a way you can tangibly grab on to strategy. But I just worry that, the everyman, the small time coop that just wants to come and run here and there will be left with the stuff that, is less desirable over and over again. So
we definitely don't want dead races.
That's
right?
Well, here's the thing. Here's where lane preference matters. Are these I have not seen these chickens take a turn yet. Right? Isn't that where mostly lane preference would matter, in the sense of if you're thinking of it like horse racing?
But just talents, with the talents that you're next to.
I get that. I'm saying that too. But just like they have a terrain preference, the entire terrain is the terrain. It shouldn't matter which lane you're in when they're running straight in a line, is what I'm
However, like if you're next to a vampire and a vampire bites to the left or to the right of them, then that could be a problem too. We don't know that yet. We don't know exactly what those
that
other
all
ones
would
do.
depend on if you can see which birds are entered into the race before you pick your lane and everything too.
That's a good point. That is a good point, because you could pick your lane. Like it could say spot filled, lane 3 open.
And it not tell you who it is until it goes boop, and then it shows it to the countdown, and then you're like, oh crap, I'm next to the white lightning bird with vampire
It would
teeth.
Hey, actually, like it would be even better if for these live races, if it was like 5-minute pre-race, and that's when you saw the lineup. Like
the first time you see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
And then that would be a lot of content for the.
I like where you're going with that, but what if, to add one more layer to it, you enter the race, you have 5 minutes, and they reveal the entrance, and you have 1 minute to change your chicken.
Well, then you would just enter your coop originally. I think.
I'm just saying, but like,
and
you know
pick
what I
your
mean?
chicken.
Like, or but you have like a minute to figure out which chicken you want to race in that sense, and you could kind of time it and watch every blip, right? And be like, oh,
I feel like that could be an option. I don't think I'd want that for everyone because there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to want to like schedule races and
like
just
a quick
schedule
pick
them out.
race, like a quick pick race. Like
exactly. Like it would be cool if there was a combo. Like down the line, there was the ability to either just have one where it's like, I just want to just put me in a race. This is what I want. This is where I want it. Put me in whenever the next one's open, and it's like you said, like a quick fill. Just boom. And other ones that are a little more strategic. Yeah.
So I have two things. I see Sambo the Great makes a pretty good point. Maybe because we've heard this with some of the chicken descriptions. Maybe some chickens run better on outside lanes if they are not as social. And maybe some run better inside so they don't get spooked. We have seen the descriptions of some of the birds that they get spooked, or we've read about how if they look at their reflection, they'll peck at each other, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like those
the
weird
manic
things
mint
about
one,
chickens. Yeah.
The different iterations.
There will be a spooking factor, and that's why I think lane preference. But I think you hit the nail on the head where as long as they don't show us, it doesn't matter.
Right.
If I've got a bird that I think is good on outside, and I don't want two people around him. I want him in lane 1 or 8. I just want one bird next to him.
Well, that's a good point, because if you have royal procession, you want that thing smack dab and sorry.
No, keep talking.
Yeah, if you have royal procession, you want that thing right in the middle. Like you want that taking out as much as possible. Like if you have fan group, you're going to want that in the middle because it affects left and right, according to at least the art write up. So yeah, that's a fair point. Like if you have a bird where the talent is most maximized on the inside, then having a random draw on the outside actually is going to be kind of frustrating to you, especially if it hits and it doesn't affect as many. So there's a strategy there. And if you take away the idea of people being able to see, then I think you're just going to run around and try to find the one you want.
Tinfoil hat theory, you ready?
Yep.
What if the birds that get spooked really easily are the ones that have the little lightning flashes on the races?
Is that a spooking?
Well, just
factor?
think if you got spooked, wouldn't you run away and run faster? Like if you were scared of something?
But I also might slow down and just freeze up for a second too, though.
Well, then you're dead.
Well, no, then they're going to fall behind, right?
No, I know. Okay, so back to
I haven't really seen a delay in birds. I mean, they run a little slower, but I haven't seen any we've seen the burst, but I haven't seen an opposite effect.
Well, we're going to get to a video that they dropped with a race, actually, and I believe it was 50 meters, but I wanted to bring up this point. If you could see the chickens prior to entering the race, or once you enter the race, you can see, the chickens that are entered into the race, would you want to be able to see their talent? Or would you rather be surprised in the race?
I don't think they should show it, period. I don't think they should show anything, just spot
wanted
fill.
to get your guys' thoughts on that. Because
I don't even want them to show the coop because I think that people will dodge waddle. That's what I think.
Not laughing at you. I thought that was a funny joke. No, but you got a point, because the names of people will get around. You will know who has some really, really tough birds. And if you see, let's just be real. If you see Cuppy, you're like, oh God.
Nope.
Like,
exit. Let's go to the next race.
I'm not doing this one.
God's name am I going up against today? Because, he only has a couple hundred to choose from. So yeah, I think that's fair. But yeah, here it is.
Hang on, I got to fix it.
Okay, you're going to run it through.
Yeah, I'm going to fix that. So keep talking.
Okay.
But yeah,
if it just says slot filled, that's it. And then you join, I think there's no problem with it.
Because and maybe you do pick your bird that you want at that track in that lane. I think that makes sense. Now that there it doesn't show any birds or anything. It just says spot filled. Lane 1 filled, lane 2 filled. Oh, 3's open. I've got a pretty good talent on this guy. I know he's going to affect both sides of the track. So put him in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, Dane G's bringing up interesting, just like, in the end, once you're in the race, once everything's locked in and there's nothing else to change on your end, knowing and seeing the stats and everything, that's kind of cool. That's almost like seeing the intro, the starting lineup of each person. You know what's in the race. You know what you're up against. I think there's an upside to that as well. So I can kind of see it in both ways. The surprise element is cool, but also like seeing who you're up against is also kind of a cool thing and what they have. It's not like these things are hidden. Once you see the name of a chicken, you'll be able to go and see what it has. So. But in the moment, it could be more fun to have the surprise, but I can also see the allure of wanting to see all the stats beforehand.
Well, I just want to see them when they're walking up to the gate, right? Everything's locked in. Tickets are paid. Birds are ready to run. Let's see lane one.
That could be cool.
What
Yeah,
I want to see their coop.
Where's the race horn?
I want to know what coop they are.
The
I
bugle.
want to
Pomp
know
and
what,
circumstance, yeah.
I want to know what bird it is. I want to know their record. I want to see a little graphic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then go to lane 2.
Brian Bradshaw brings up a good point. Part of the skill of the game is picking the races to enter. Otherwise, we're just lottery ticketing, clicking. Yeah,
that's right.
And that's a good point. Very good point. So here is the race video we finally and all have been waiting for, and it's just a 50-meter. And as we were told, these chickens are randomly generated. They are not.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I keep seeing.
Them
little bursts.
See them little bursts. I'm curious though, like if they've been just playing around with the breeding generator a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, look at these birds. I see a black beak on a yellow. You see that these dorks piling out in the front with the speed bursts.
I see those stripes out at front. That's what I see.
Right, and it should
Jim's Farm,
One track
Class
mind.
A.
Yeah,
all the Jimmy birds.
It should be said they did clarify that these are just randomly generated birds. Yeah, they're not anything that you should be putting any type of push into. But I get it.
But what are the bursts? The bursts.
Well, the my best thought there is that the bursts come in, to it, the algorithm based on how well you chose the terrain and the distance. So maybe it's a matter of how often you get those little bursts based on how well you chose the terrain and track and the whole bit for your bird. So that could be a part of it.
Yeah,
it could be part of like either spooked or, if maybe you get near one, there's a lot of possibilities, but I think that's probably the simplest baseline for it.
I don't see the spooking effect having a positive impact.
Probably not.
My theory on the burst is similar to what you're saying. I think it's maybe a combination of consistency. Has my bird got enough rest? And then is this the right track and terrain?
Yeah.
Or distance and terrain?
A little mix of both. You never know.
Maybe when it hits that.
The thing I like to point out too is, have you noticed? I see on this exhausted eye bird that he has eyelids, and same with this bird that has, I believe, the shocked eyes. He's got eyelids, and the cockeyed has eyelids. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all blinking
different.
And whatnot. Yeah, you have a little bit of an extra characteristic to them.
Yeah. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and
it makes the exhausted eyes look a little better. And do you not agree? I mean, I think so. You probably can't really see it very well there, Tyler, but
no, but yeah, absolutely. I think if there's a little bit, I'll definitely, I don't know, I'll come around on exhausted. I know I will, especially if I get one and it's an excellent bird. I'll come around on it.
Yeah.
I got to stop flooding them.
Yeah. As for the racing video, we have a video that we want to share with you. We just showed this is using randomly generated chickens, so the attributes they have are not correct, but we know you've been wanting to see some racing, so here you go. It's like, here's the steak you've been waiting for, hungry dogs, for 3 weeks. It's like,
this is medium, not medium rare. It's steak. Shut up.
Yeah. So as you saw last week, the artists have been working hard on upgrading Royal Procession talent, as we shared with you last week, and given the horse a makeover. Plus, they've started animating and delivering, and we will pull this guy up too, because these things just look freaking cool. And that surly bird on the back. They even made they cleaned his eyes up a little bit too, it looks like. So they look.
I think he needs
gave
to
him
have
the sleepy eyes.
I think the bird on the back needs to have a little shark come out of his butt.
Goodness.
Why?
Couldn't you see it right there? Just that little bird shitting out of the.
I love how the waddle is like blowing in the wind.
Yeah. It just makes it even more comical, which is great. I was hoping early on.
The devs add that.
So yeah, you see the looks like they've got some other talents here that they've been working on: the blue egg and the chicken of pulp, cold snap, Devo, helicopter, jetpack, royal.
Remember, Josh, when you were looking through there, like it was probably like almost a month and a half ago, and one of the little tabs said tinfoil theories, and we were like, ooh, they are listening to the show.
No, it had tinfoil hats.
Yeah, tinfoil hats.
When they were showing off some of the airdrop stuff, they had that page open, and you could see the whole list of essentially the things that they've been working on. And I noticed a tinfoil hat.
Listen, if a tinfoil hat ends up in my wallet, I'm not going to be upset. But
nope, not one bit. Yeah, and as you can see, we've got the CK-47 talent here. Blast.
I think this is going to be one of the more commonly deployed talents. I think you're going to see a lot of CK-47s on the track.
Oh yeah,
it's a popular one. I mean, it's common to begin with, but yeah, I think that's a popular pickup. That one's always a little bit higher up, you know. And it's fun. I mean, I thought it would have been funny if it shot eggs, but it's still good.
That would be pretty funny if it shot eggs.
I think it should just knock the other chickens' heads off, and they should run headless for a little bit.
Well, the machete's going to do that. They did that. They did confirm that. That's going to be excellent.
Let's see that.
Then it'll like pop back up. Like it's going to be ridiculous.
Right. So it says here there are two versions of this, as the direction of your chicken will fire depending on its position.
Mm-hmm.
If in the back of the race, the chicken will fire forwards, obviously, to shoot those ahead of it. And if it's already winning, when the talent activates, the chicken will run backwards and fire on those behind. What if he trips?
What if he walks backwards into a black hole?
Yeah. Well, if he's in the lead, then he wouldn't.
No, he would if the black hole's behind him.
It just says if he's already winning.
He's going to be firing backwards and walking backwards.
Yeah. So the way I read that is the only time he'll turn around and shoot backwards is if he's in the lead. So if you have a chicken you're in second place and you have someone in front of you and your talent gets deployed, he's still going to shoot forward. Yeah. I mean, because that would really make me angry if I was in second place and I spun around and shot the people behind me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, what are you doing?
And White Beak Gang, shout out, just said big upgrade from the original CK-47 preview that we saw. And you know, even that video we just showed, that's the
racing
still
video.
It's still basic. It's the
Gen
racing
1.
video. Yeah, it's still super basic. Like someone brought up in the main Discord chicken coop chat that like the numbers were a little generic looking and the race looked a little slow. And the devs were like, we know that we're going to make sure to be like trying to position the speed and the length so it's engaging enough where it's long enough where it's still exciting.
Yeah.
And someone brought up the idea that, you know, seeing more of the chickens in frame is probably better. And as far as like just the definition that you'll get from all of that, I really do think we're going to be a bit blown away by the time, because it's that
they're going to have
CK-47 looks so clean.
Yeah, you're going to have in-race cut-ins, like the scenes. Yeah. Remember we saw the chickens coming. That part.
It was so funny, and I love how they did it. If you didn't notice in the video, it sounds like a car shifting gears in one of them. It's like,
But before we get into the next metaverse
details,
video,
man, that just makes me hilarious.
Do you think we're ever going to see our chickens running in this 3D version?
I don't know. Is this going to
what's
be
the
for
plan
the
for those?
Yeah. Or is this for the beauty pageant side of things?
Well, here's the thing. Like they
could run like that too, right?
Well,
if they could run around in the metaverse like that, they could run like that.
Well, that's where I'm kind of stuck on this. It's like with what they're trying to get done right now, and that's get the game out. They are deciding to spend time on the 3D chicken. So why? Okay, maybe it's just a vanity project. Maybe it's just something that someone else, adjacent to the project is helping them with, and that's why they're doing it. And maybe we might be looking too far into it. But if
Well,
there's resources being put on that, then yeah, what are the plans for the 3D
once
chicken?
they created the model for it, they just basically had to add the colors and everything else. I mean, once they created
Fledge in the chat, 3D cutscenes before and after the races. So like the chickens interacting in the chutes before the race, and then after the race, like you see one chicken just mad giving the bird.
Oh man, how great would it be if a chicken gave the bird?
Well, here's another thing I see: the sandbox game, maybe question mark. Yeah, maybe what if this is something that could be an extension of your chicken, and you can take it into other universes? Like if you have land plots and stuff, this is how you can get your chicken there.
Yeah, because
Possibly.
when we say this is the beginning, like it really is. I've been listening. I want to say I've been talking to. I've been listening to a lot of people, a lot smarter than me, talk about their plans for what they have, and they're not even the devs. They're just people adjacent to the game and what they want to do with it. And when I hear them talk about it, it blows me away. Just to know what is on the horizon after this thing becomes established, and that's for NFTs in general, but especially for something that's already a gaming entity. So where this can go next, yeah, it's really endless. I mean, I saw just recently, like, Angry Birds showed you the original Angry Birds, and like that was then and this is now, and it just looks a little more ridiculous. And it's like, man, this is going to blow people away from what now is going to be compared to when this starts actually revving up in full steam 5 to 10 years from now.
I
like
have
the
one
whole
thing,
NFT gaming space.
My only one thing is I would prefer to see the chickens stay with the art that they have now for racing and metaverse purposes, personally. I just think the cartoon, it's more cartoonish. It appeals to me a little more. I don't know. It makes it more fun. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen what this 3D chicken can really do yet.
Right.
But
But
honestly, I would
like
hope
Dave
that
said
it
in the
kinda,
chat, a 3D race model would be engine would be a complete monster, but they aren't making the 3D model for nothing. So yeah, it is curious to know what exactly it is for. I think the racing is probably either way down the line or something else, but they have something planned for it.
the future. There's a little bit of the future, a little glimpse into the future. They've got the metaverse interacting, as you can see there a little
the
bit.
chat. This is where you
Yeah.
can go up and chat with your chickens. Hey,
Hello.
you want to make a baby? Hey,
Hello.
let's go make
Hello.
babies.
That's a
Can I
pretty
have your
beef you got
number?
there.
Can I have your number? Can I have your number? Sup?
Like, I like the
Sup?
cut of your comb.
Hey, girl. Anyway, yeah. So
But yeah, you're probably gonna have a lot of options, like breeding options from walking up to somebody. You're probably gonna be able to enter a race with them in the future. Mini games, whatever.
So just to clarify a little bit of backtrack here, they've been working on the metaverse. They've implemented the MetaMask sign-in and allowed your chickens to be selected and imported into the world. We've added the chat, and the chicken names will be displayed below your chicken avatar, but more to come on that soon. And last but not least, this handsome 3D model that CDA has been working on. Soon you'll be able to see your glorious chicken in many more dimensions. And I mean, that looks really good. I'm not going to lie. Real good.
It's still got the cartoon aspect to it.
It does.
To me.
I don't know what it is.
Wait till they talk. If they open their
Yeah.
mouths, it's even
That's the
more
thing.
cartoony.
Wait until they can pierce their eyes and go.
And if they have facial expressions, like if you can see their eyes, if they can make different faces, that would
If they
be
can go
awesome.
full Looney Tunes, like, where like their beaks can contort and like funny things can happen, their eyes can pop out a little bit, like, yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. And not to mention, what that could turn into as far as just content.
Dave's pulling his hair out right now.
Roosters don't ask for numbers; they're literally PIMPs. Well, I know my Cheshire cock is. He don't ask for no numbers. Just ask Butterman.
So
Yeah, so that wraps up the dev blog, and yeah, we're still in a lull. And I always like to go back to this comment that Chicken Derby Apex keeps saying, and that is it'll be gradually and then suddenly. And I think even this slight little hint that in the dev blog up here where it says Where is that? Oh, right here. So if you want to take part and don't have a chicken yet, I recommend you get one soon. So airdrop likely coming very soon. Perhaps maybe the next time we're seeing you, we may have news on that. So that would be awesome.
I also imagine I'm not sitting here making up any kind of like conspiracy that they're just holding it back and it's already ready. But when they probably want to capitalize on the momentum, of once the airdrop and then make it very, linear. And next thing you know, it's like airdrop, first races, and then boom, closed beta actually starts. And, that's the kind of thing that, these guys know what they're doing when it comes to rolling out a product. So that's what I'm thinking that when the airdrops hit, it should almost feel like, okay, it's begun.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the airdrop, website, and beta all's the next big three. Yeah. And they're going to come pretty quickly together, I think.
Oh, I agree. Sooner rather than later. I'm hoping.
Yeah, and I love this. I think it was at Chewy in the chat when the last dev blog came out, and Chicken Derby Apex was hanging around in the chat, asked just for a little bit more of like details and a little more of like the inner workings and the minutia of like how many people they have, what they're what they're actually working on. And it was really cool because they came in and were like, yeah, we have about 15 people working, and they were different ones are set up here. We have new developers we're adding, and then later on Apex came in and said that they were interviewing 20 people for some roles and whatnot. So it seems like they're just adding and adding and adding. And I remember we went into Coop Collective afterwards and was like, 15 people this early in a stage, like that makes me feel great. It really does.
Yeah, that's a full team. A full team. And we've only heard from like 4 of them. Tops.
Yeah.
Generally. Yeah.
Bullish.
Very bullish.
We don't use this term. Bullish.
Yeah.
Cock 20, do it.
Yeah. Oh, we might as well. We're gonna pause for another 30 seconds. So we'll be
play
right
that
back.
again.
What's going on?
Hey. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Do you see that smooth caramel being made right there? I usually don't do this, but this project I found is going to the moon. If you're not bullish on Shotwell Candy Company, baby, you're not gonna make it. Shotwell Candy Company. Eat caramel, be awesome. Cock Talk 20. Do it.
I'm
Listen,
bullish
people.
on caramel.
Listen, people, just look at it. Look at the caramel. It just pulls and pulls and pulls. Ah, yeah.
My goodness.
Let's just, it's all over my chin.
We are the Caramel Collective. That's right, Fledge. I couldn't beat him, so I joined him. Had to one-up him.
They did. Of course, he had to one-up me. That's all that Josh does in his life is one-up me. I'm like, hey, here's a cool meme. Like, oh, yeah, here's 10. Dave's like, oh, here's a great logo for the Coop Collective. Oh, yeah, look at this thing.
Yeah. I like the art. I don't know. And I figured, we had a few more people in the show. They may have joined a little late, so we had to take another quick advertisement break. Yeah, Cock Talk 20, that's 20% off. Hit up the shotwellcandyco.com, right, Tyler?
Shotwellcandy.com.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously at checkout, use Cock Talk 20. Yeah. Shotwell's the man. And this stuff's amazing.
It really
and
is.
That's my second one. Late at night, I'm going to be all sugared up.
So
ready to go.
We've got some extra time here. The dev blog's kind of all that we had really going on this week. So I see 31 people in the chat right now. I want to see some tinfoil hat theories. Let's see some theories. Do you guys have any theories, Tyler or Blake? Any new theories that you popped in your head lately?
Tyler?
The only thing that's kind of been rolling around my mind is still, I was having like another conversation with my sister about just, what we should be buying next and how we should be buying it. And man, I I'm hoping I'm right on the talents, and I'm hoping that the talents worked out. But the more that I looked at just everything, and I was just scrolling through, and I haven't been buying anything. I've just been looking a lot. And when I keep looking through, I just keep seeing advantages. It's so difficult to buy because there's advantages with every one of these birds, it seems. 90 is the lowest one. And those are absolutely going to be going up against, not only just robust and crispy, but ones that are under 90 and whatnot. And it just seems like, yeah, it's difficult to choose what to buy because there isn't really a bad purchase right now. And when I see these birds sitting on the floor and I'm trying to figure out what to do next, I'm still thinking, floor swooping is the way to go with this stuff. But that's the only thing I've been getting at is like the marketplace has really been kind of like intriguing me lately of just like how to go about what the next ones I buy are, because I just don't think there's a bad bird out there right now.
No, so I agree with you 100%. CJ Butterman, I believe, had a theory. Deep dive tinfoil had theory that there are some chickens out there that on the wing, they've got like a little reflection, like lightning bolt looking thing that kind of resembles that little poofy pop burst thing in the race. And there were only certain colors, and I believe it was all heritages that had this, but it was only certain base bodies. And yeah, I was just going to pull that up and look at it and possibly get you guys to think about that.
While you're doing that, the only other thing that really stood out to me recently was when they posted on Twitter, the stripes now may have something to do with like a camouflage effect, because they were comparing them to tigers and did you see the Twitter?
Yeah, it was tigers or zebras, and then
it
it said, and some of them just look like they got in an accident in our class or something. So,
what did they say? They were comparing it to tigers and what else? Another animal, I thought. But those are two animals that have their stripes. There you go.
Yeah,
those are two animals that have their stripes for camouflage, right?
Yeah, yeah, actually. So here's a chicken, just for example. This is a screaming green lac. No name at the moment, but as you see on the wing right here, they've got it looks like it's either reflection, which I assume is what it is, just a reflection of their feathers. But
where do you see this?
It's on their wing. So if you go to the screaming greens, or
yeah,
I believe
but
on
like
the wild moss too,
by their tail?
No, right here right on the wing.
Okay.
Yeah,
just that zigzag.
Can't see my cursor,
I can see it.
But yeah, you can see a little white zigzag here. I'll blow them up a little bit and see if you can see.
But I think that's on.
Now, do you see?
Yeah,
it?
there. Yeah,
right there. Yeah, that's on certain birds, and that you never know. Butterman may be onto something. That's just
show me another color. Show me another bird. Show me a yellow
I'm looking
bird.
at another one right now, and I just zoomed in, and it only has like I don't see a zigzag at all, and it definitely doesn't have that.
Show me a yellow bird.
Some birds
there is like
don't
a
have
blue.
it.
Yeah, I've noticed that, and that maybe that is just how they're differentiating. Because I'm actually looking at another lac right now, and it doesn't have that.
I thought I saw the purple wine is the Sultan that has it, and I think
because I'm on Joker's. Because that was screaming green, right?
Dusk and another color I believe have it. Maybe it's damn it, what's the other?
Yeah, you're right. I'm seeing that now. When I go to, I just pulled up Saramas, and on the front page you have the three different colors. Three different color Saramas, and the Mara Red has the white.
There you go, Mariah Red
line. Yeah, and the other two don't. Mm-hmm. That is interesting. What is that? Yeah, that's the Mara Red.
Go to the mint green real quick.
Yeah, mint doesn't have it. It's just.
But if you, right, is that are we looking too much into this? Is that a feather layers? Are those layers?
I don't see feathers like that on the ones with the lightning bolts.
Dave just called it some off-brand tinfoil. We got the tinfoil that breaks when you wrap it around right now.
This is the stuff from overseas. No, I'm kidding. No, but Blake, that the mint chicken here has you can see feathered colored different color feathers sticking out, but it's not the same pattern at all. It's Maybe it's just how you differentiate the chicken. Who knows? Or
Well,
maybe
but the
Butterman's
shading
onto
on that
something.
tail is also different than the others. So do you think maybe different artists did different chickens and maybe that's just how they came out?
Perhaps.
Yeah,
Fletch
it could just
says
be
we
as
need
simple
the
as just a way to
jumbo roll.
differentiate the different colors and whatnot. But we're desperate right now, and
Hey.
Butterman has been staring at so many damn birds that it's just like, oh, I saw this.
Yeah, he has, man. It's one of those things, and he said it stood out, and hey, I don't disagree.
There is a zigzag.
There's
I will
nothing
give-
wrong with tinfoil hat theories. But next, I'm going to bring up the tweet that Blake was talking about as soon as it loads. And here we go.
I was actually.
Yeah, does that just popped up today, right?
Yeah.
Which the Stripes was this
Yep.
morning? Yeah.
Yes.
And we know that everyone's kind of been,
Little
placing their
sun.
bets on Stripes. Stripes have been weird. Stripes, had their moment in the sun where they jumped up, and then one sold for 0.05. Our old winner, Speaker City Racing, he got himself a bull ring for 0.05, and I cursed while I was at the park with my kid when I saw it. Sat down for 1
that's a
second.
snipe.
Hey,
That's a
look
hell
at
of a
the
snipe.
real quick on that purple bird. Look at his blue stripes. They're kind of zigzaggy.
Yeah, they're all kind of zigzaggy though. If you look at the zebra one, they're different than the tiger stripe ones.
But why don't they have stripes on their on their wings and the others do and the other one
I
does?
don't know. Yeah,
Well, I did
that's
notice
the
that
purple
the-
wine though. That's purple wine.
Yeah, the
Sultan.
tiger and the bald kind of looked a little bit more, like traditional.
Mhm.
We are
Whereas,
picking
yeah.
apart this artwork.
I
Yeah,
know. Doing it again.
We are.
You guys have no idea. This is nothing compared to when they were first dropping these, and we would just drop them into Coop Collective, and there was like maybe
Yeah.
20 of us, and we would
Yeah.
just go bonkers
Mhm.
Yeah.
trying to figure out. I remember when they dropped the name of
White
one
waddle.
of them. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Yeah.
But read what this
It's
says real
embarrassing.
quick. So 3%
Only-
of chickens have stripes. Stripes make some chickens look like other animals such as zebras and tigers. That is camouflage.
Mm.
That is
While
your
other
chickens look like
they had
other
an
animals.
accident in a paint factory.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's not to take a shot at that beautiful striped purple wine there, because he looks good. But man, that lizard white beak tiger is intimidating. Intimidating. And I saw a pretty good meme today in the chicken coop chat that the determined eyes, such as that bald striped, is Roy Kent from what's that show?
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. Thank you.
Nice.
Kind of drawing a blank there. Yes, it does look like Roy Kent.
That stripe one right there looks like Garfield.
A little bit,
Actually.
yeah. We're digging deep.
Does that
here,
mean
folks.
Does that mean it's lazy?
Yeah, that one. That one in particular.
Mondays.
Just that one. That one in
Hates
particular.
Mondays and loves lasagna. Right. Well, here was a good one. I think this was actually a community member of the chicken coop. This was actually their chicken that got the profile this week. Clementine. I think I can't remember who that was in the chat, but I remember seeing that hey, my chicken was part of the profile this week, and
Is it unnamed?
no, it's the chicken's name is
Oh, it is?
Clementine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Clementine is a professional snow sculptor. She came in second place this year at the prestigious Snow Art Institution or Internationals in Sudan, which he pointed out that that doesn't make a lot of sense that it'd be snowing like that in Sudan, but hey, it's the chicken metaverse, and who knows? With her piece Una Grande Fleque Dieu, I can't speak any of that language, so I'm not
Beautiful.
gonna try
French.
anymore.
I think it's
Perfect.
French. Somebody said it was French.
Did I do it? Did I do it right?
No, not
No.
even close.
No.
I'm pretty sure wasn't even close.
I apologize to the French. I didn't mean to disrespect.
You can
the
see the
language.
different kind of motivators that Blake and I are. I'm like, you did great, kid. And Blake's like, you're terrible. You need to get better.
It's all right. I like a good mix of tough love and love. So, yeah. Anyway, well, like we said, we didn't really have much to talk about. We hope you enjoyed the show where we broke down the dev blog this week, and make sure you solicit CJ Butterman on Twitter, and make sure you follow his weekly reports. He tries to drop them daily, and he drops them in the Chicken Coop chat on the regular. And again, If you are looking for information to onboard any new people, check out coopcollective.io. That is our one-stop shop for any chicken derby information that you need. You can find our podcasts, our YouTube link, our Twitter, which is at Cock Talk Derby there, and everything right in one spot. Also, Butterman's reports are there, so I need to get on updating those. That one's probably old, but
And now that Josh is completely sold out, we'll put a little spot on there for Shotwell as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Buy the caramels.
Yeah, buy the caramels.
Buy them.
Cock
Throw
Talk
the caramels
20 people throwing them at the camera.
Yeah, there we go. That's how we finish the show.
Yeah, we will be back next week for sure. Hopefully, we got some news on the airdrop, and hey, we'll hopefully be 1 week closer or 1 week of racing, and can't wait for that. You'll be able to see that here for sure as soon as that gets going. Like we were saying earlier, it's going to be like an all hands on deck situation the day that racing goes out, and it's like, Tyler, Blake, are we going to record now? We gotta go.
Put up the bat signal.
Put your kids in the bedroom, lock the door, going down where you need to record, and let's do this. Let's get in some races. No. Yeah. Yep. So I am at Grateful Coops in the Chicken Coop Discord, and we have MBF Express on my left and Wada Wada Racing Coops up there in the middle. We are 3/4 of the Coop Collective. Shout out to Pecking Order Racing in the chat, holding it down. He's
soon,
the
Dave.
other
The
silent member. Yeah, Dave.
Literally silent because he threw his voice out at a soccer game. Nice job. I was like, "You coming on this week?" He goes, "I don't know. My voice is screwed." Like,
is Dave a soccer hooligan? Deep down,
yeah,
he'll be on the show one
Big
of these
time.
days. Hopefully, we'll. Hey, and be sure to be paying attention to our show because we've had a chicken in our back pocket from the dev team that we've been holding for the week of beta races. So make
BAWK.
sure you're be on the lookout for that. And obviously everybody's going to be hawking for the racing. So absolutely make sure you check it out here. While you're here, like and subscribe to the show. And yeah, I don't know if you guys got anything else, but I think it's time to go.
See ya.
Bye.
Till next time. See you around.
Shotwell Cock Talk 20.
Oh, yeah.